What's up, guys? Coming to you today with a full slate of NBA action here on Friday, November 7th. I'll give you my favorite picks on the side and over-under on every game today. We'll also look at some player props, and I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock. So slam that like button and subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep seeing these videos every single day. And let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally read and answer every comment I get. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and you should definitely check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, was brutal out there. Really no way to sugarcoat it. Got off to a bad start there with Denver at -9. Honestly, feels like the Broncos are one of the worst 8-2 teams of all time. They do get the 10-7 win, but only managing 10 points against a terrible Raiders team is embarrassing, and I don't think anyone is going to be scared of this squad come playoff time. We had Geno Smith under 213.5 passing yards at -115. He had under 100 passing yards into the fourth quarter before getting banged up and didn't manage to clear that number. So a nice little win there for us on the under on Geno Smith's passing yards. A little bit of healing there. Obviously not, an amazing day, but still we'll take a nice little win on that. The Denver defense is pretty good. That's all I have to say about that, and Geno Smith is not so good. Now, we did cash Ryan Dunn over 8.5 points at -105. Took us much later into that one NBA game of the night that we had, but he did get the job done, eventually cracking double digits as we predicted, so we'll also take the win on that one. Unfortunately, Mark Williams, guys, that was a bit of a bad beat. We had him under 22.5 points plus rebounds at -110, and he ends up with 13 points and 10 rebounds, just enough to make us lose there by half of a point or rebound. So that was a tough one for sure. Only one NBA game, so not all that amazing, value there on the props or the side or the total, but a little bit rough out there. We also didn't do a good job of finding any big underdogs that we liked, so we settled on Brock Bowers over on receptions, and that was never even live in this game. That was a bad play. I apologize for that one. Very few good underdog options out there, and yeah, that one just does not work. I didn't even get enough targets. Like, a brutal day. Obviously, the Denver defense is going to be keyed in on him. And another kind of tough beat there, we had the over on that Clippers Phoenix Suns, total there, and that was just not a good look. We only had one NBA game, ended up with 217 total points, so did not miss by much, but a miss nonetheless. We didn't see the kind of offensive effort we were expecting there from the Clippers' second stringers, just not shooting the ball particularly well from distance or from the field in general, and the Suns' defense is not great, so we just thought they'd do a little bit better. So overall, not a great day. 2-4 overall, obviously not what we're looking for, so we'll see if we can bounce back in this one. Full slate here on Friday, so expect some very good stuff out there in this one. Lots and lots of NBA games to break down, so let's go ahead and get after it. First up, we're going to begin the Boston Celtics as they go on the road to take on the Orlando Magic. The Celtics come into this game 4-5 on the season, and obviously this is kind of a season that is not looked at to be a great one for the Celtics. They sold off a lot of guys in the offseason due to that Jason Tatum injury. They knew this year was going to be kind of a wasted year. They weren't about to contend for a championship, and yeah, so far they are pretty much going exactly how I thought. They're not shooting quite as many threes as I thought they would. They ended up shooting 41 threes in their blowout win over the Washington Wizards. I mean, Jaylen Brown continues to get his hairline on people, although that might have been a centel. I might have just got centelled, but I know it's happened for real a couple times. But overall, he played great, 35 points, 13 of 21 from the field. I would say he's probably enjoying it at least a little bit, getting to put up all the shots he could possibly imagine, but I'm sure he would rather be winning games than what's going on right now. Anthony Simons continues to play really well off the bench, definitely improving his trade stock. So we'll see how that goes for the Celtics here moving forward. Their injury report coming in this game is totally clean. No Xavier Tillman, but other than that, they are ready to go for this game as they head to Orlando to take on the Magic, who came into the season one of the most hyped up teams around, but it's been rough. They're 3-5 to start the year. They're coming off a 127-112 blowout loss there in Atlanta. Their only wins this year are against the Wizards and Hornets, and then a nail-biter of a win in the opening day game there against the Heat. So it's been rough for the Magic, no doubt about it. Paolo Banchero playing well. I mean, 22 points, 11 boards, and 8 assists. I can't find a ton of fault with that, although he did struggle shooting the ball a bit. Franz Wagner played really bad in that loss. 18 points, 34 minutes was a -19. A -13 there from Desmond Bane, only played 23 minutes in the game. It just did not look very good, and it hasn't looked very good so far this year, which with Jalen Suggs back and everything, everybody thought, and bringing on Desmond Bane, everybody thought the Magic were going to be great. I don't know if I thought they were going to be great, but I thought they'd be a lot better than this. They do come into this game fully healthy, so that is a big plus, but like I said, guys, it's been a rough season so far for the Orlando Magic, and even being fully healthy, I don't know if that's going to cure all of their issues. So, looking at the numbers for this game, the Magic are 3.5 point favorites at home. We've got a total of 227.5 in this game. Boston 3-6 against the spread this year, 5-4 to the under. Orlando 2-6 against the spread and 4-4 to the over/under. We're kind of sticking with that over trend, guys. I will be leaning towards over 227.5 in this game, but I'm not going to be leaning towards it very aggressively. I do also think this could be a potential bounce back spot for the Magic. Gets catch the Celtics in a bit of a letdown spot after a blowout win, and Boston's playing on the road, so give me the Magic, give me the over, but neither one of these plays is making the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers heading to Washington to take on the Wizards. The Cavaliers come into this game 5-3 on the season, fresh off a monster 11-point win there over the 76ers. That was a well-played game for the Cavaliers, who have not had the best time this year. I mean, they are 5-3, so let's not act like anything's too far wrong, but Donovan Mitchell, a massive game, putting up 46 points in the win. Evan Mobley, 23. Jarrett Allen, 24. Playing through that finger issue, he's looking great out there. This is still a team that's not at full strength necessarily. Darius Garland trying to work his way back into the mix, struggled shooting the ball in that win, but didn't play terrible. We're liking what we're seeing off the bench from guys like Larry Nance, Lonzo Ball, 23 minutes, 0 points, but was still a +3. He's got to figure out how to score a little bit more. 8 assists is great, but 23 minutes, you got to find a way to put the ball in the bucket. Sam Merrill, he's back from injury. He's playing really, really well. So a lot of things pointed in the right direction right now for the Cavaliers, and they come into this game pretty healthy. Now, we do see DeAndre Hunter on the injury report, but he's listed as probable, dealing with an illness. Sounds like he's going to be back and he's going to be fine. Lonzo Ball on the injury report with a knee issue. That is troubling news. He's officially out for this game. Dean Wade, also on the injury report, he's listed as, officially out for this game now with that eye issue. So they're going to be without a little bit of their depth on the bench, but Merrill being back is a big deal, and Larry Nance Jr. is playing really, really well. So we'll see what they do here against the Wizards, who are 1-7 on the year. They're already on a 6-game losing streak. They just got obliterated there by the Celtics, like we just mentioned. And yeah, Alex Sarr continues to be a massive bright spot for this team, playing great, put up 31 points in 29 minutes there against Boston. So he's playing amazing. Definitely somebody they could potentially build around, but I'm not loving what I'm seeing from guys like CJ McCollum. Kualabe didn't play well either. They need to ship some of these veterans out of there. I know they're waiting for around the trade deadline where their value will theoretically be higher, but with Middleton being hurt and CJ McCollum playing terrible, I think they're probably doing more harm than good at this point. So we'll see what happens, but obviously this Wizards team is atrocious. Looking at their injury report, Kualabe is out for this game. Other than that, they are healthy and ready to go, so we'll see what it looks like. I do not expect it to look very good, and neither do the odds makers, guys. The Wizards are 13.5-point favorites here at home, or 13.5-point underdogs. Underdogs, obviously, here at home. We've got a total of 241.5 in this game. A problem confronting us for this one is this is the front half of a back-to-back for both of these teams, so I do worry about Cleveland trying to, maybe pull some punches, not have guys out there on the floor as much. And Cleveland's 2-6 against the spread, 5-3 to the under. Washington 1-7 against the spread, 5-3 to the over. I will lean a bit towards the Cavaliers here at -13.5, just based on how terrible the Wizards are. But with this being the front half of a back-to-back, I do worry a little bit. Maybe take Cleveland in the first half. That could be a nice little spot there. I think they're going to, build a big lead early. I worry about the back door a little bit on this one. But still, all that being said, I don't think this is a terrible spot to back the Cavaliers. Even their second unit is better than what the Wizards are putting out there. Rolling right along here, guys, we've got the Toronto Raptors heading to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. The Raptors are 4-4 on the season, but rounding into form all of a sudden, winning 3 in a row, taking down the Cavaliers, Grizzlies, and Bucks over their last 3. Their win over the Bucks was a blowout, 128-100 win. Held Giannis in check a little bit at least. He only had 22 points, but he only played 24 minutes, so maybe I take back a little bit of that. But overall, the Raptors dominated the rest of the Bucks, guys. We loved what we saw from Brandon Ingram. He played great, only 13 points, but was still a +17. Scotty Barnes, 23 points. He played amazing. RJ Barrett played well. Jakob Pearl came back, played 20 very solid minutes. 8 points, 9 boards in 20 minutes is good work. Emmanuel Quickly, 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. He was stuffing the stat sheet. Great stuff off the bench from several different guys. So really liking what we saw from the Toronto Raptors and really liking what we've seen from them the last few games. So definitely some positives for a team that came into the season looking to compete, and maybe now is the time because they're healthy. They're looking very, very comfortable out there the last few games. So we'll see what they can do in Atlanta here, taking on the Hawks. Now the Hawks, 4-4 on the season. Obviously, an injury to Trae Young is very bad news for this team. He's going to be out for a while. They did win against the Magic their last time out. A very good day there from Ricochet. He still has these random pop-up performances where you're like, oh yeah, I remember this guy's on the Hawks, and he looks really, really good. He played well. Nickeil Alexander-Walker played well. Only 2 assists. They're kind of doing the assist thing by committee. Yeah, it's going to be weird. Real weird if all of a sudden the Hawks are better without Trae Young. We'll see what happens. The bench looked okay. Okongwu played well, 14 points there, but not a ton of amazing minutes coming from what looks like a fairly thin bench at this point. So we'll see how that goes. But other than that, the Hawks did play well. We'll see what they can do in this one. They come into this game healthy. Obviously no Trae Young, but that's going to be the case for quite a while. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Hawks are actually 1.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 235.5. Toronto's a 500 against the spread team and a 500 over-under team. Atlanta's 3-5 against the spread and a 500 over-under team. I'm not super interested in the total. I will lean slightly towards over potentially, but much better than that, guys. I think this is a great spot to back the Toronto Raptors. I think they're the better team right now. I think Atlanta is in really bad shape here, trying to figure a lot of stuff out. I really think their bench is going to be a huge problem in this game. I think the Raptors' second unit is much better. I think that could be the difference maker in this game, as well as just pop off games from any of those big names there in the Raptors starting lineup. So definitely give me Toronto here, getting a 1.5. This is a potential money line play or a potential dog of the day. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily NBA, NHL, UFC, NFL, college football, and now college basketball picks. We've had a very solid run there on the NBA player props. The premium ones have been absolutely red hot. We did take the loss there yesterday. We were fading Jalen Green, but other than that, guys, we've been having a great time over there on the premium props. They've been on an insane run. What is our run here going on? It's been very good. 25-8. Over the last 16 days. That is a pretty freaking solid hit rate on the NBA player props. So definitely want to get over there to StumpTheSpread.com. Check that out. Check out all the college basketball stuff we're posting over there every single day. There's going to be free picks in that free picks tab every single day. You want to check those out if you're looking for a little bit of an insight on something that's not covered here in the video. There will be a college basketball pick there, at least one, maybe two, in the free pick section for tomorrow. So definitely get in on that if you guys are interested, and get over to StumpTheSpread.com to also use our free to use bet size calculator and to get on that free email newsletter, guys. It's a fantastic resource. Every single day you'll get one email straight to your inbox. It'll have at least one, oftentimes 2 or 3 free picks in it, information on niche sports betting like golf, NASCAR, tennis, stuff like that. Parlays are included in those in those emails as well. Updates on our results, all kinds of great stuff. You definitely want to get in on that, guys. It's a fantastic resource. NFL touchdown props every single Sunday. Those went nuts last week, cashing 3 big ones. So definitely want to get in on that email list. And it's super easy to sign up, guys. You just click the link in the description to go over to StumpTheSpread.com or type Stump the Spread into your browser of choice. That will take you to the website. All you have to do is click the little green button at the top right-hand corner of the screen that says log in. That'll prompt you to set up a free account. All they're going to ask you for is your name and your email address. That is it. You'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day. So definitely get in on that. In terms of the premium results for yesterday, actually a little bit of a down day for us. It wasn't a great day across the sporting world in general. Not a ton of games to pick from. We did cash the Flyers and the under there in that Flyers game. So a nice start there on the NHL side. The LA Kings are still live. Unfortunately, Capitals couldn't come through. A little bit of an annoying day. We are still in the very early days of the college basketball season. Abilene Christian couldn't quite come through for us. That was a little bit rough. Denver plus 27.5. They kept that game very respectable, so well played by Denver. IU Indy, just not the best showing from them. Obviously, you're going to have some major swings here on college basketball in the very early goings. That's why we're only playing half unit plays there on the college basketball side. We're going to be ramping that up here pretty soon, though. Get a little sample size for these teams under our belt, and we're going to be able to make some big plays there. So definitely want to check that out. Like I said, Jalen Green, we thought he would struggle here out of the gates. Apparently, they made sure he was really, truly, fully healthy when he came back, because he killed out there. On the NFL prop side, breaking Trey Tucker wasn't great. And yeah, Texas, San Antonio, UTSA did not have a good time on the college basketball side. So like I said, not a great night on the premium side. A bit of a short slate, but it can be a good idea to get in on those premium picks after a bad night, because the bounce back is coming. If you look at what we did on the 5th and the 4th, 2 very nice winning days out there. So definitely plenty of value to be found there on the premium side. You want to get in on that for sure if you're a serious sports bettor. And also, guys, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name up on screen in every single video, but maybe most importantly, they get access to our members only giveaways. We give away a Stump the Spread hoodie here every single week. Our next giveaway, I believe, is going to be on November 10th. So we'll be spinning the wheel with the name of every single YouTube channel member on it on the 10th, and we'll be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie to whoever it lands on. Also, I think we're at 113-ish YouTube channel members. If we make it to 125, guys, we're going to start doing 2 giveaways. That, you heard that right. We'll do 2 giveaways here every single week. So definitely get in on that if you're interested. Really appreciate all my channel members. We got to go ahead and dive back in, though. We've got a ton more games to cover on a very busy NBA Friday. And next up, we're going to be the Detroit Pistons as they head to Brooklyn to take on the Nets. The Pistons come into this game 6-2 on the season, winners of 4 in a row. They got the 114-103 win there over the Jazz. They've been playing their last time out. They've been playing really, really well. Winning a road game there at Memphis. Although with everything that's going on in Memphis right now, I'm not going to throw you a parade for that. But really, the Pistons, after a bit of a slow start, have seemingly turned things around. We loved what we saw just in general from Cade. He played really well. 31 points, 10 assists, 3 boards. He was a +8. Jalen Duren, 22 points, 22 boards. What a monster performance there and a big win. They did barely cover there against the Utah Jazz by a half a point, but really the problem that I am most concerned about here with the Pistons is their bench. Now, Karis LeVert did have a better game, 10 points off the bench, but only shot 37.5% from the field. That's not great. They need more from him coming off the bench. They need bench scoring here, and they also could use Duncan Robinson playing a little bit better. I will say that he's looking like a massive downgrade from Malik Beasley, although in the win over the Jazz, he did go 3 of 6 from 3, so they will certainly take that. Now, the Pistons' injury report coming into this game looks okay. More time likely going to be missed here from Tobias Harris. Yeah, he's officially out with that ankle issue. Sasser could potentially be signed, or no, is officially out with that hip complaint, and Karis LeVert back on the injury report. He's questionable due to left knee soreness. That is a bad sign. They need this dude being productive coming off the bench, and even if he does play, if he's dealing with a sore knee, how good is he going to be? That is a large concern for me coming into this game. Now, they're headed to Brooklyn to take on the Nets, one of the worst teams in the NBA. They just got their first win, so now they're 1-7. They took down the Pacers 112-103. Now, the Pacers team is devastated by injuries right now, so I'm not throwing you a parade for this win, but Michael Porter Jr. played well, 32 points, 11 boards, 3 assists. 3 whole assists? I mean, he had 5 turnovers too, but still a very good day out there for Michael Porter Jr. Cam Thomas, he got hurt in that game. We did cash a player prop on him, potentially helped by him being hurt, but yeah, that was weird. We'll check on him in the injury report here in a minute. The bench played really, really well. Also, which the bench playing well on the road. Not something you always see, but that did happen in this one. So a great game in there for the Nets. We'll see if they can keep it rolling here. Their injury report is a little bit concerning. I mean, not that it really matters that much for the Nets. We'll see. Cam Thomas dealing with the hamstring issue is officially out for this game. And Terrence Mann with the shoulder issue. Sounds like he's probable. Looks like he's very, very likely to be playing in this game. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Nets are getting 10.5 points at home. We've got a total of 226.5. Detroit 6-2 against the spread, 4-3-1 to the under. Brooklyn 3-4-1 against the spread, 5-3 to the over. I would maybe lean slightly towards over 226.5 in this game, but better than that, I'll take the Brooklyn Nets here getting double-digit points at home. I actually think Cam Thomas being out helps this team a lot. A lot of dudes that would love to be getting some shots will actually get some shots. Obviously, Michael Porter Jr. is going to take a ton of shots, but I do think the Nets have enough size. They can kind of match up here against the Pistons, and I do think Detroit is going to want to win this game and maybe not put out an insane amount of effort. We'll see, but I do think this is a good spot to back the Nets. Next on the docket in our first nationally televised game, or I guess it counts as nationally televised, we got the Houston Rockets heading to San Antonio to take on the Spurs on Amazon Prime. Now, the Rockets are 5-2 on the season. They won their last 5 in a row after losing their first 2 in a row to start the year. They blew out the Grizzlies 124-109 in Memphis their last time out. Now they're heading back to Texas, but not back home, heading to San Antonio. So we'll see what they look like in this one. Obviously, loved what we saw from Amen Thompson in that blowout win over Memphis. He did play 39 minutes. Feels like a little bit much, but he's young, he's fine. He went 13 of 26 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, so I don't want to see him shooting a ton of threes, but he played well. Sengun, that's the guy they really go to run the offense in crunch time, and he looked great. 20 points, 16 boards, 7 assists in 35 minutes. He was a monster out there. Kevin Durant, only 11 points in his 34 minutes. I'm not ready to have this discussion yet, but I'm a little bit worried about the Kevin Durant situation there in Houston. We'll see. We'll see what goes on. If they keep winning games, I'm sure everything will be fine. Tari Eason played well off the bench, 32 minutes, 16 points, really playing well there. And Jabari Smith Jr. coming off of his ankle issue was a +22, played really well, showing no ill effects. So the Rockets played great in this game in terms of their injury report. It's looking very clean. No Dorian Finney-Smith back yet. Steven Adams is on there. They could probably use his size here. Dealing with a hip issue, he's questionable for this game. We'll see. I kind of expect him to be out there, but like I said, we'll have to wait and see. They're headed on the road to take on the Spurs. San Antonio's now lost 2 in a row. Kind of heartbreaker there against the Lakers. A confusing loss against the Suns. Then heading to Los Angeles and losing there by 2 points against the Lakers. Another head scratcher of a game from Wemby, only 19 points there, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. I guess we all have to slow our roll a little bit on what we were seeing from Wemby. I mean, the way he's being defended, the way they're allowing him to be defended, I have some questions about that. The supporting cast is still playing well. As a team there against the Lakers, they shot nearly 40% from three, so nothing wrong with that. They shot 40 free throws and the Lakers shot 44, so that was all pretty even. The problem was they really just had no answer for DeAndre Ayton. You would think Wemby could do something about that, and they didn't have a ton of answers for Luka, although they held Luka to only 9 of 27 shooting. He was 13 of 17 from the free throw line, and just a free throw fest in that game. Also, the Spurs bench did not take advantage of the Lakers bench the way I expected them to, so we'll see what they're able to do in this one. I mean, Keldon Johnson, 12 points, Sohan, 16 points, he's back out there. Lindy Waters, 6 points, pretty solid showing in his 14 minutes, so we'll see what the Spurs can do in this one. Their injury report obviously is always going to be pretty important. Fox still not back. Dylan Harper out. Luke Cornett out. Seems like Sohan could potentially miss this game. He's questionable with a wrist issue, so we'll see if he comes back. His presence or absence doesn't really move the needle for me too much. So looking at the numbers for this game, the Spurs are getting 2.5 points at home. We've got a total of 225.5. Houston's 5-2 against the spread, 5-1-1 to the over. The Spurs 3-2-2 against the spread, 4-3 to the under. I would actually lean slightly over in this game as well, but better than that, I like the Rockets here on the road at -2.5. What I'm seeing from the Spurs is actually kind of concerning, especially what I'm seeing from Wemby, so I'm probably going to be fading them here for a little bit until further notice. Maybe we'll see them get back on track, but if they do get back on track by Wemby knocking down like circus shots, and especially circus jump shots, that's not what they need him to be doing. Bro needs to be by the basket. You're 1,000 feet tall, like be under there primarily, and then shoot threes if necessary, or if you're winning by a ton, or like that just shouldn't be your main focus. So I'll be on the Rockets here at -2.5, and I also have a player prop that I like for this game quite a bit. I'll take Tari Eason over 10.5 points here at -130. He's been playing great, whether he's home or away, and is shooting the lights out from three. While his minutes might drop a couple from night to night, he's still been comfortably getting over this number, and while the Spurs are a decent defensive team, Eason is not going to be at the top of their list of guys to stop, so I think we could see him comfortably get to the 11 to 15 point range in this game. Rolling along here, guys, we're looking at the Charlotte Hornets heading to Miami to take on the Heat. The Hornets are 3-5 on the season. They just lost to the Pelicans, though, in New Orleans, 116 to 112. So not exactly an amazing showing there. No Ball playing in that game, so that obviously doesn't help. But yeah, without LaMelo Ball, this team looks a lot different. But we did love what we saw from some pieces. Knuppel played great, 20 points, 12 boards, 2 assists. 2 turnovers, a very good night from him. Only 3 of 10 from 3, so could have actually done a little bit better. The starting unit actually looked okay. Kalkbrenner put up a little double-double in his 30 minutes, not bad. Miles Bridges led the team with 22 points. Colin Sexton, 17 points, 5 assists, but also 5 turnovers. So yeah, not an amazing showing from him. The bench looked pretty bad outside of Trey Mann. He played well, but other than that, kind of a brutal showing from the bench. But it does appear that we're going to have closer to the full squad here for the Hornets. That's a big deal here, obviously, but gotta keep on top of these injury reports. They can change a lot. LaMelo Ball, with his ankle issue, is officially questionable for this game. We'll see whether he plays or not here against the Heat, but it does sound like it's genuinely up in the air a little bit. And Colin Sexton with a neck issue, he's going to play. He's probable. The young bull is not going to miss this game because his neck's a little bit stiff. That's just not who he is. We also see Josh Green, Grant Williams, not going to be available for this one. So we'll see what they can do going on the road here to take on the Miami Heat, who've been a bit of a tougher out than some people would have expected coming into this year. They did just lose 122 to 112 there against the Nuggets, but I mean, they put up a pretty good fight against one of the best teams in the NBA. We liked what we saw in general from Bam, until he had that toe injury. That sucks. That is going to hold him out for this game. But Andrew Wiggins putting up 22 points in his 32 minutes, 23 points from Norman Powell. He continues to round into form. Jaime Jaquez Jr. playing great. After a bit of a down year last year, 21 points in this game, 9 of 14 from the field, only 1 of 5 from 3. He left some out there. It could have been better. Also, Kel Ware. They just need to get this dude more minutes, guys. 13 points, 13 boards, 4 steals, and a block. Why is he only playing 27 minutes? Let's get Kel Ware out there, and he should be out there more in this game with Bam being sidelined. We'll see how that goes, but I'm liking a lot of what I'm seeing from the Heat, even though that all happened in a loss. Looking at the injury report, it's clean, except for Bam. He is going to be out for this game with that toe issue. Hopefully that moves Kel Ware into the starting lineup, and we see a big monster night from him in this one. Looking at the numbers, the Heat are 4.5 point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 243.5. Charlotte, 4-4 against the spread, 4-4 to the over-under. Miami, 5-3 against the spread, 5-3 to the over. I'm not interested in total in this one. This is actually too big of a number for me, so I will take the under. The Heat being 4.5 point favorites, I can't decide if that means that we are not going to see LaMelo Ball in this game or not. Either way, though, I will take the Miami Heat here at -4.5. I like them here playing at home. They've got a very unique home court advantage. because when other teams come to Miami, they want to party it up. They aren't always going to be fully focused on the game and the work at hand. So that helps the Heat a little bit here. They always have a very good record against the spread at home. I think that is going to be the case in this one, and especially if LaMelo Ball doesn't play in this game, I think the Heat are in great shape, even with Bam sitting out. More minutes for Kelly Oubre is a good thing. I also have a player prop that I like in this game. Now, it might not be worth anything because LaMelo Ball could end up sitting this game out, but if he does play, I will take him over 14.5 rebounds plus assists in this game at -110. He's been over this number in all of his last 5 games, including playing in Miami, where he had 9 assists and 8 boards in only 28 minutes. This dude stuffs the stat sheet. I think he'll be doing that in this one. No Bam out there will make it even easier, so I do think this would be a good spot for overs on LaMelo Ball in general. That being said, it's only if he ends up actually playing. Rolling along here, guys, we're looking at the Dallas Mavericks heading to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. The Mavericks only 2-6 on the season. They're fresh off a 2-point loss there against the Pelicans. Brutal stuff. It's just a tough time to be a Dallas Mavericks fan, honestly. I mean, they're so banged up always, it feels like. Maybe they're cursed, maybe they're just unlucky. This whole Cooper Flag point guard experience, it seems like they're torturing the kid. Although he's coming off his best game of the season, albeit in a 101-99 loss where he missed a potential game-tying shot. 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, and a couple turnovers. Only 1 of 5 from 3. He hasn't shot the ball up to expectations. Honestly, his shot's starting to look a little bit funky, so I'm a bit concerned about that. D'Angelo Russell, yeah, not getting anything great out of him. PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, like these dudes are all just trying to fill their role. Klay Thompson has just been, he played a bit better coming off the bench there. 3 of 6 from 3, 4 of 7 from the field, 11 points in his 21 minutes. They just need to get his confidence back. I think he's fully capable of being a very, very nice piece of this team. The problem is there's just not a lot of playmaking out there, not a lot of ways to set him up. And I mean, yeah, this team with no Anthony Davis is a mess. And once if they're fully healthy, they had Kyrie and Anthony Davis out there, all of a sudden this would be a much, much better squad. So we'll see what they can do in this one. Looking at their injury report, we do see Anthony Davis and Derek Lively both on there. Anthony Davis, he's out, unlikely to play in this game. I guess it's not official out, but it seems pretty close. And Derek Lively, guys, he's doing on-court work. Sounds like he'll be back in around a week. So that is good news there overall, but probably not that great of news for this game. Now, the great news, the amazing news is that they're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, who are a disaster right now. They're coming off a 124-109 loss. The whole Ja Morant situation in Memphis seems like a disaster, honestly. And against the Rockets, I don't want to say he was trying to lose this game for them on purpose, but it looked brutal out there. Ja played 34 minutes, had 17 points, 8 assists, 5 boards, and 6 turnovers. He was 6 of 19 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. He continues to be one of the worst volume three-point shooters in the NBA. Some other pieces looked okay. I mean, although Jaren Jackson Jr. definitely seems like he's being drugged down by this. Only shot 1 3 in the game, only 2 of 6 from the field in 29 minutes. Like, I don't know, guys. There's some decent pieces on the bench, and this is not the full team. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Cam Spencer, though. He's taking advantage of his opportunities. Had 19 points in 19 minutes, playing really, really well. Santi Aldama played well, also coming off the bench, but this starting unit, I mean, I don't know. Depression seems like is the word that most comes to mind when thinking about this team right now. So looking at the injury report, Zach Edey not back yet. Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. will make a huge difference on this team when they are back, but those returns are not exactly imminent, guys. Ty Jerome sounds like he's going to be out at least another 2 to 4 weeks at bare minimum. And Scottie Pippen, guys, no idea when he's going to be back. He's out like 3 months, or at least 2 or 3 more months at least. So we'll see what goes on, but not a whole lot of help coming right now for the Memphis Grizzlies, who are still 4.5-point favorites in this game. We've got a total of 228.5 here. Dallas 3-5 against the spread, 6-2 to the under. Memphis 2-7 against the spread, 5-4 to the under. And I actually think under 228.5 is live in this game. I'm not a huge under fan right now in the NBA, given the trends that we've seen in the early goings, but I will lean a bit towards under. In terms of a side, I'm going to take the Dallas Mavericks getting 4.5 points because I think everybody in Memphis really just wants this whole Ja situation figured out somehow. It seems like they got to fire the coach or they got to trade Ja. Which one are they going to do? I have no idea, but it feels like something major has to change. So give me the Dallas Mavericks here at plus 4.5. Will it make the pinned comment? Probably not. They are pretty terrible. Next up, guys, we got a very exciting matchup. We've got the Chicago Bulls heading to Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. The Bulls off to a 6-1 start, killing it here in the early going. We are loving what we're seeing from Josh Giddey, and in that 113-111 win there over the 76ers, Giddey was awesome. 29 points, very, very solid stuff. He had 5 turnovers, but 12 assists, 15 boards, and 29 points. That is a crazy triple-double. He went 2 of 4 from 3, looking much confident, more confident this year shooting the ball than he did shooting the ball from deep at any point in his Thunder career. He's looking great. Buzelis didn't even play that well. They still get the win. We like what we saw from Okoro. The bench, a couple double-digit scores. Kevin Huerter continues to be a monster on the bench. He had a huge block, 2 blocks in the game, like we're seeing from Jalen Smith. Like, overall, this Bulls team is playing great. They're shooting the ball well, but not unsustainably well from 3. They're just playing really good basketball right now, and even played some defense, only giving up 111 points in their last game. So, loving what we're seeing from the Chicago Bulls right now. Their injury report looks fine. Dosunmu's still on there. Kobe White still not ready to make his return. It sounds like it'll be happening in the next few weeks, but it is not imminent for this game. So we'll see when he's able to make it back. That would definitely help. Dosunmu could give him a little bit more of a scoring punch there off the bench. He's officially questionable for this game. Whether or not he's back, though, doesn't really move the needle for me too much in this spot. Now, they're taking on the Milwaukee Bucks, who are 5-3 on the season, so they're having a relatively good time. They are fresh off a blowout loss at the hands of the Raptors, which they didn't play that great in. I mean, Giannis was doing everything he wanted, but this game got out of hand, so they just jerked him out of the game. He played 24 minutes, had 22 points. Miles Turner, I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's a long season, but here in the first 8 games, he is not looking great for his new team, at least not offensively. Gary Trent Jr., kind of doing Gary Trent Jr. things. Great one day, terrible the next. Ryan Rollins has had some very nice moments, but not so much in that game. Taurean Prince went out there, played 21 minutes, scored 0 points, had 1 turnover, 1 assist, went 0-5 from the field. Yikes. The bench just doesn't look great. Kuzma did play well. Cole Anthony did play well, but all that came in a 28-point loss. So we'll see what they can do in this one. The injury report for the Bucks is always a bit tricky because Giannis, I guess he's technically not even on the injury report. So maybe that's fine. Taurean Prince is on there. I don't care whether he plays or not. So it is a healthy Milwaukee Bucks coming into this game. That's why they're 4-point favorites. We've got a total of 240.5. The Bulls are 6-1 against the spread this year. They're 4-3 to the over. The Bucks are 5-3 against the spread, 5-3 to the over. This is a tough one, guys, but I will be siding here with the Chicago Bulls getting 4 points. I just don't believe in the depth of the Bucks as much as I believe in the depth of the Bulls. I don't know who they've got besides Giannis they can put on Josh Giddey, and they're not going to put Giannis on Josh Giddey. So, yeah, I definitely think Chicago very live to even win this game straight up. They are, in my opinion right now, the way they're playing, the better team. Cruising through these games, we're looking at the Utah Jazz heading to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves. The Jazz are only 3-5 on the season. They're fresh off that 11-point loss there at the Pistons. This road trip hasn't been terrible, though. I mean, they did get blown out by the Hornets and the Suns, so maybe I should say it's terrible, but they did beat the Celtics. Kept things competitive there against the Pistons, but it seems like this squad is starting to get reeled in a little bit. They did let Markkanen play 40 minutes. He had 25 points, 4 rebounds, only 8 of 22 from the field, though, so that's not great. Taylor Hendricks was terrible out there. Nurkic did have 17 boards, but only 6 points. Mikhailuk played great. 28 points from him, 6 of 11 from 3. Let's find a way for this guy to continue to stick here in the NBA because he really is an NBA level player. Keontae George continues to put up some solid numbers. Kevin Love getting 14 minutes off the bench is kind of funny, but you love to see it. Kyle Filipowski putting together some decent games, but all of that, guys, comes in a very much losing effort. Ace Bailey did play really well in his 19 minutes, so that is something positive to look at, although did have 5 fouls in 19 minutes, so maybe the game's still moving a little bit fast for him. The injury report here for the Jazz is fully clean, so they are rested and ready to go here, heading to Minnesota to take on the Timberwolves, who fresh off a 137-114 loss there at Madison Square Garden. They could not hang with the Knicks. They've been getting some wins against some bad opponents, but it didn't look great. And Anthony Edwards, coming back was a -25, only 5 of 13 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. I mean, yeah, just didn't look that great out there. Dante DiVincenzo, 21 points for him. He played great against his former team. 32 there from Julius Randle, but the bench was horrible, guys. Really, really bad. I just don't have anything positive to say. 5 points in 21 minutes for Naz Reid is not going to get the job done whatsoever. So we'll see if the Timberwolves can bounce back here. They are relatively healthy coming into this game. Anthony Edwards is on the injury report. He's questionable due to that right hamstring injury, but it sounds like he's probably going to be out there. We'll see what happens, but it sounds like he is probably going to be playing. Looking at the numbers for this game, the Timberwolves are 11.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 230.5. Utah's 5-3 against the spread. They are 5-3 to the under. Minnesota's 2-6 against the spread. They are 6-2 to the over. I don't hate over 230.5 in this game, under the impression that Anthony Edwards is going to play. In terms of a side, I will certainly take the Utah Jazz here, getting 11.5 points. They've been pretty good at keeping these games competitive. I think they keep this one relatively close. Playing in Minnesota can't be that much different than playing in Utah. I do think we'll see them keep this game competitive. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we got the Golden State Warriors heading to Denver to take on the Nuggets. The Warriors are 5-4 on the season, fresh off a pretty disappointing 121-116 loss there at the Sacramento Kings, albeit without Steph Curry. Will Richard actually had the game of his life. 10 of 15 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, led the team with 30 points. Kuminga had 24, Moses Moody had 28. He played excellently well. Podziemski, a pretty solid showing, honestly, 14 points for him, but this was a game where we saw the Warriors pretty much rest all of the old guard, and it didn't exactly go amazing, especially the bench. Very, what is going on with Al Horford? Like, what's the deal? Bro, you played 27 minutes, scored 0 points. Try and score. Like, what was going on? But he healed 9 points in his 14 minutes. It just wasn't a great look. Now, I know the Warriors were tired and banged up and missing a lot of their best players, but I guess it is good to see some of these young guys show some major potential. So we'll see who the Warriors actually have available for this game. That's actually going to make a huge difference for what should be an amazing game. But the bad news is Steph is officially out. Whatever we saw Steve Nash and LeBron give him on that podcast, whatever was in that wine, not good, because he is very under the weather, apparently. We also have Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green on the injury report. Jimmy, dealing with his back as usual, is questionable for this game. We'll see if he plays. He only played 14 minutes against the Suns, so they may be trying to get Jimmy healthy here. And Draymond Green, he's probable with a rib issue. I would like to bet the over on Draymond to get a technical in the first, 5 minutes of the game if we see him as the only member of the old guard out there, because that's just usually his MO. If Steph's not out there playing with him, if he doesn't feel like his team has a chance to win, time to throw a fit. So we'll see what he can do here going on the road to take on the Denver Nuggets, who are 5-2 to start the season, just took down the Heat by 10. I mean, this Denver team is looking dangerous, guys. They've had some losses, and they haven't looked like they're all on the same page yet, but it's going to be a really good team. Cameron Johnson still isn't even playing decent, and they're already looking this good. Aaron Gordon, 24 points, 9 of 16 from the field, only 1 of 5 from 3. Jokic, 33 points, 15 boards, 16 assists against the Heat. What crazy numbers, guys. Just what absolutely insane numbers. Jamal Murray looked okay. Christian Brown looked okay. The bench looks very good. Tim Hardaway Jr. played really well now, and they're playing at home for this game. So we'll see how it goes. Looking at the injury report, they are fully healthy for this game. Like a fully healthy Denver Nuggets squad, rested and ready to go, about to take on an extremely banged up Warriors team. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Nuggets are 10-point favorites. We got a total of 228.5. The Warriors are 5-4 against the spread, 6-3 to the over. Denver's 4-3 against the spread, 4-3 to the over themselves. This is the front half of a back-to-back for the Denver Nuggets, so that is a little bit of a concern, but I'm still going to take Denver here at -10. I definitely think they're going to win this game comfortably. The Warriors are just not going to have hardly anybody out there. Like, even if Jimmy plays, which seems like a bit of a long shot to me, like Draymond out there just with all the others, I don't know if they've got what it takes. They definitely don't have what it takes to slow down Jokic, so I think this is a big revenge spot for the Denver Nuggets, who already lost to the Warriors earlier this year. I think they're going to right that wrong. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder going on the road to take on the Sacramento Kings. The Thunder are 8-1 on the season, but fresh off their first loss of the year. They went to Portland and ended up losing that game 121-119, getting outscored 40-33 there in the fourth quarter. SGA, 35 points, 10 of 26 from the field. Not his best shooting night. I mean, we liked what we saw from Hartenstein. He played well, 10 points, 11 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and 4 turnovers isn't ideal. Andrew Wiggins, 27 points in his 27 minutes. Mitchell playing really well, 21 points for him, but the bench is starting to get almost a little bit thin. Isaiah Joe had 14 points off the pine. As a team, they shot 15 of 38 from 3. You kind of expect the Thunder to win games where they do that, but they didn't have a lot of great answers defensively, which isn't something you usually say for the Thunder. Jeremy Grant killed him off the bench. Drew Holiday played well. Denny Adjeva played amazing. He's having a great season. So, yeah, a tough loss there for the Thunder. Their first loss of the season. It was bound to happen. They come into this game still looking a little bit banged up. Dort on the injury report for this one. He's dealing with that shoulder issue. He's officially questionable. J-Dub still going to be out for this game, dealing with that wrist issue. He's going to be reevaluated here in about a week. So we'll see how that goes. And Aaron Wiggins potentially sidelined. That is bad. Is that a potential or is that 100%? No, he 100% won't play in this game due to an abductor strain. So that is bad. Very bad news there for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we'll see what they can do here. Obviously, it is a major bounce back spot for them coming off of a loss. They're taking on the Sacramento Kings, who are fresh off a win, a 121-116 win there over the Warriors. And I'm not sure how stoked I should get about that win for the Sacramento Kings because they won that game, but they were, I take it back. They were not. They were certainly not fully healthy. Okay, fair enough. I take some of it back. We did, like we saw from DeMar DeRozan, 25 points from him. Westbrook putting up a monster triple-double, 23 points, 16 boards, and 10 assists. I mean, every once in a while you're just going to get a game like that from Westbrook, I guess. Malik Monk, 21 points off the Pine, so it did take a lot, but they do eventually end up getting the win there over the Warriors. So well played there. The Kings need every win they can possibly get. They're relatively healthy coming into this one. Zach LaVine ready to go. Sabonis is on the injury report with a rib issue. We'll see if he's able to play in this one. He did not play there against the Warriors, so maybe he'll be back for this game. Seems like it is a real possibility. So looking at the numbers, the Kings are plus 10.5 at home. We've got a total of 231.5. The Thunder 4-5 against the spread, 6-3 to the over. The Kings 4-4 against the spread, 6-2 to the over themselves. I do think this is an excellent spot to take over 231.5. I think we're going to see a lot of points scored in this game. I also like the Kings here, plus 10.5. I think they find a way to keep this game competitive, but I would probably lean more towards the over being the better play in this one than the Kings and the points. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Click the link in the description to get over to stumpthespread.com. Get on that free email list. It's a way for me to give back and the team over there to give back to you. Free information, free picks every single day in that email. And it's super easy to sign up like I was saying. Click the link in the description. Click the little green button in the top right corner of the screen that says log in. And they're going to ask you for your name and your email address, and you will be on that list. Also, get in on the premium picks, guys. It's going to be another loaded day. Tons of NBA action over there. Lots of NBA props that have been on an insane run. So definitely want to get in on those. We've also got a big weekend of football, both college football and NFL coming up. So you do not want to miss out on that, guys. So check that all out at stumpthespread.com, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place for more sports betting action.